Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Right, today we're going to be doing a frog and a turtle, and I'm going to do them both at the same time because they're going to be very similar. I'm going to be using shells. There's a big selection of all sorts of shapes and sizes here. These I just got off a beach not too far from where I live. And I've got these tiny little ones that I got from Temu as well. So I'll just go and mix up some resin and we will get started. Be back in a tick. Okay, I'm just going to pop some eyes in. Just mark the back of it so I know which way it goes around. I'm just going to put little yellowy green ones in there. Let's pop a tiny dot in there. Pop that eye in. Just get my skewer and just pop it in the socket and turn it around so I get it the right way. That's that. Right over. Check that there's set. Okay, they're not moving, so that's cool. Put him aside for now. Right, let's do the turtle first. I've got my resin mixed up. I mixed up 90 mils because the shells are going to be taking up a lot of space anyway. And if we need some more, I can just mix some more later. There's quite a few bubbles in this. Just going to give it a spray. Might give the inside of this mould a spray as well. So what I'm going to do with the turtle, just bring you in closer so you can see. Let's go. Let's have a look. Nope, that's too far. Why is it doing that? Okay, we'll put him there. Okay. I'm going to be using this scallop shell as his back, as his main shell. I thought like that. So what I'll do is I'll just pour a tiny bit in first, just a drizzle. I'll just coat the shell. Hopefully that'll prevent bubbles forming. May help. Now how do I say this way? So I'm just going to pop that in there. Press it down. Pop a little bit more on top. Now I've got all these little tiny shells here. I'm going to pop those down in the feet, the flippers. So I'll just pour some straight into here. Let's give those a little bit of a mix. Just let that resin soak into the shells. A lot of air will come out from the inside of those shells, so just let it sit there for a little while. And decide which shells I'm going to be putting in the frog. I think all these ones here, these ones will go in the frog, and I'll stick with the little ones in the turtle. About there. Okay. So I've got this nice big one. I'm going to pop him down the middle. Pop some resin inside him. And I'm going to sit in there, and when that has cured, that is when I'm going to come through with the other shells, because I don't want the shells sliding and slipping underneath him. I want to be able to see that shell, the whole of that shell. So that's, yeah, no, wonky shell, that's okay, he can go there. And I've got these two, I don't know if you can see them, these two curly whirly ones stuck in his kneecaps. Let's pop those up there. And we'll come back when this is set. Okay, it's been 3 hours and the resin is quite thick and tacky now. It's like a string when you pull the skewer out from it. So I'm just going to I've just put a couple of more shells in. I'm going to pop a few more and just sit them in there. Let's get some gloves on. And once I've filled it up with a few more shells, I will leave it to set solid, and then I'll put the sand in. Let's grab my tweezers. Okay. Let's have a look. This one here. So these are the ones that I pulled out of the resin, so they've already got resin on them. Let's pop one in his bottom. And maybe one just sticking up by his leg. No, put that in his face. Got a little mussel shell here. Just put that on the side. That way. Just pop it under that lip. Where else can I put one? Yeah, I think that'll do for now. Maybe this one here. In his face. Okay. That is enough for now. The little turtle, I will just leave him alone, don't touch him. And I did have the little bit of leftover resin, so I just did this little koi carp and I finished this little ocean scene here. Right, we'll be back to do the sand. I've just got some of these little tiny shells. I'm just going to place them just strategically around a few gaps, but not where they could sink down. Just on the sides. They aren't going to be sitting in resin. They're sitting on top of the other shells, but they are coated in resin. So they should stick to the other shells, even though they're not floating in it as such. Okay. Pop some in the legs. Try and get the real tiny ones in there. Oh, I really hope this turns out how I imagine it. You know how sometimes you have it in your head and think this is exactly what it's going to look like? Touch wood, hopefully. It will. Okay. Where are you going? Stay there. Okay, I think that is about it. They're falling down into the body from the arms. I think that's probably enough. I haven't seen what's on the other side. Got a bit of a space there. Okay. Now I promise I will leave it alone and I'll come back with the sand. Okay, just made up a little bit of resin and I have my sand here. So I'm just going to pop some of this sand straight into the resin and we will top these off with my sandy resin. Needs more. More. Okay. Here we go. Oops. This resin is quite gritty with the sand in it. The sand is quite coarse, so probably going to have trouble getting it into these Tootsie Toes. Try and scoop out the fine stuff. I'm hoping that the resin will just separate from those big gritty bits and make its way up into these toes. We will see. A bit more for the turtle. Okay, I'm just going to pull some of the resin into those ends. Bit of hair or something stuck on the end of the skewer. Take those big pieces out. Get that out of there. Don't want that sitting on there. Okay. It looks like the shell, the big shell in here, it has actually risen. I can feel it sitting on top. There it is there. So my little froggy's not going to be sitting very balanced. But after I demold it, maybe I could get the grinder and just grind that off. Right, where else do we need some resin? The last foot. This sand is just pumice, and it actually came quite big, and I actually put it into my NutriBullet and gave it a whiz. a couple of big chunky pieces I've left at the side there, but it probably is still a bit too chunky, so I might just give it another whiz through the NutriBullet to just make it a bit finer for next time. Yay, that's him. Now I'm just going to leave him till tomorrow, and I will be back for the demold. Okay, see you in a tick. Rightio, rock solid. Let's pop those out of the way. Let's do a little turtle first. Okay. Good thing about this mould is it's really stretchy. It's so easy to get off. A little bit of an overspill on the edges. Take that off. It's a little bit bendy actually. Probably could have left it a bit longer. Where are my scissors? I'm using my good craft scissors. I will get a scalpel and just take some of that off. Okay, let's have a look. Oh dear. Oh, I love the little scallop shell. Can't really see the shells that well. Definitely needs to be polished up. I'm going to pop some resin over top of him and shine it up so it's a lot brighter and shiny. Right. What do you think of him? Something different, using a whole shell for his back? Yep, I'm happy with him. I will come back at the end of the video after I've done a little coat of resin on him and you can see the difference. So let's do the frog. Ooh, have a sneaky peek there. Oh, that toe is a bit bendy. Ah! Be real careful around his toes because they are a bit bendy. Oh, it's about to snap off. It's going to pop a little bit of alcohol down there. Okay. Oh no. Might have to just glue that or something. Okay. Turn them over, guys. Oh, wow. I love it. Oh. I love the curly whirly ones on his knees. Super shiny. Oh. What do you reckon? It's the mussel shell on the side. Little scallop shell on his bottom. Oh, I love it. I think he... What's that on there? Oh, a bit of fluff. I think he turned out smashing. Do you like him? I love him. Oh, yeah, I really like it. Let's see the eyes. Are they straight? Pretty good. And I was worried about that shell sticking up before, but it's actually quite flush. So we'll pop them down. Yep, he sits well. What do you reckon, guys? Let me know in the comments. What do you think of him? I think he's smashing. I love him. That gives me an idea. If I had a bigger frog, maybe a big snail, something a bit bigger, I thought about using these. These are little stones, pebbles, rocks. I don't know, what's the difference between a rock, a pebble and a stone? Who'd know? And popping these, I got these on a beach down the South Island in New Zealand, a little beach called Gem Beach actually, and it's just full of different coloured stones. And so when these are wet, when it rains, I had these out in my garden, they really pop. And I'm thinking if I put them in the resin, they are going to look just fab. But most of them are too big for the frog. So I'm going to find myself a larger mould, and I'll definitely be using some of these stones. There's a really big one down the bottom. This one here. And when it's wet, you can actually see all these circles. That would look so good in a frog, but of course he's way too big. So I'll save this for something special. So yeah, keep watching, guys, and you'll see me use these pebbles in something very soon. Mr. Frog. Oh, and his little toe just came off. I will glue him back on, clean him up, get rid of all the little bits of resin, the overflow. Do I see any bubbles? I was expecting a lot of bubbles. I can't see any. That is amazing. You would expect to find some bubbles when you was putting shells in there, but no. Okay guys, thanks for watching. See you on the next one. And I'll just go polish them up and show you a picture at the end.